Hey everyone, how's it going? Just another Brawlhalla commentary talking about stuff. The back to school event is live again this year. I feel super weird. I feel like there just wasn't a back to school event last year. I don't remember there being one. Then again, I feel like we just time skipped a whole year and I'm time skipping to the next game. Yeah, I was gonna say that my whole perception of things has just been completely thrown off, just staying inside all day, you know, the works every day kind of being pretty similar. Stuff just doesn't feel real. But regardless of my subjective perception of time, time still moves on, and we have a new balance patch. I'm playing Mako because both of her weapons were changed, as well as herself was changed. I don't think that's proper grammatically speaking, but yeah, I'm just testing out to see what's different. I don't think most of the nerfs in this patch are too big of a deal. I'll talk about it more later after I get through the first topics, but I think the Katar's one could be a little bit significant, or of the more significant ones. I think Sword and Gauntlets. But again, I'll talk about that a little bit later. One thing I did want to mention though is I know a lot of you probably watching this video either are already back to school or are going back to school soon. I hope it's not horrible. I know with the online stuff and, you know, in person being complete wacko and weirdo lately, who knows what's going on. But yeah, I hope you're doing well and it's not too terrible. I'm probably going back to school again in January. If I had to guess, that's the most likely scenario. I'm taking the first quarter or semester, whatever you gamers want to call it. My school calls it quarters. Off for a bunch of reasons, tuition, online, and everything like that. Also, the government now knows where I live, but the same address that the government thinks isn't what the school thinks, so everything is messed up and they don't actually know what's going on. But I know what's going on, and that's a rare thing where I know what's going on and other people don't. So it's just a lot of bureaucracy, waiting for things to go through and everything like that. So what that basically means for you all, and the reason why I bring that up is because I have just a few more months now to keep making videos and streams somewhat consistently. Consistently. I mean, I was about to say that the joke is that I don't do it consistently, and then I can't even say the word, which I guess adds on to it more. It's not that I don't do it consistently, it's just that a lot of stuff takes time, and I'm inconsistent about what I'm spending the time on, because it's a lot of different projects that never get finished and everything like that. But some good news for all you gamers once more is that I am taking the time now to work on some of those bigger things. Now that there's a time limit, a time crunch, I only have a few months left, I'm actually doing it, some of the bigger stuff, and I've been working on them for a while now. There's been a bit of a content drought here recently, and it's not God, I haven't made a commentary in so long, now I can't speak anymore. This is bad. This is really bad. But yeah, it's not for no reason. I thought I had jumps. The color is throwing me off there. That was, I mean, they're sweat beads, so I don't actually have an excuse, but I'm gonna pretend like I do anyway. What was I talking about? Doing stuff, yeah. So I've been working on, I'll just tell you right now, the next two videos, the next two big ones, they're gonna be the 1v7 Chosen Bots video. That's probably looking like the best video I've ever made, honestly. It took me 7 hours to do the 2-minute intro, which comparatively to like animators is not that much, but I don't know. I'm just working really hard on it. And then the other one is an interview I had with Brawlhalla devs from back in February that I've hinted at, so that one's kind of cool. Anyway, let's do a Greatsword finisher to KO, because that one got nerfed a little bit. Basically means that you need one extra hit to get a KO, so... Well, if you don't land the finisher, it doesn't really apply. They did dodge that one, but there we go. Swapped over to the Val. Both Gauntlets and Sword got hit quite a bit, and I haven't played them yet in the patch, so this will be the, I guess, experimental game to figure it out in more ways than one. But yeah, fingers crossed that I finish those things. Oh, did you see that tech? That's some Thunderguard Stadium dash tech. This map is no longer a tournament, so it doesn't really matter, but yeah, there you go if you want to use that one. Dash downward, and you go through the platform. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish them. I really hope I will. This is kind of, I guess, not the best announcement that I might quit making videos soon, but you know, school's got to come first for me, so not really necessarily my choice, but it is what it is, I suppose. So a few months left to go, and while we're still at it, let's make it a fun few months, and by that I mean let's miss every single dare and ground pound. Dare also did get nerfed, so you have less momentum when you know, move backward, which I think is a good change. Nair was the same change, and then also less stun on the down air, so it's more difficult to land a killing blow. Let's say you got a downlight into or downlight into dare into recovery. That doesn't hit until much later. Because of the stun change, it also got force nerf. Let's just talk about the Brawlhalla balance right now. So Gauntlet Nair took probably one of the biggest hits in the patch, but it was expected. You can no longer get the easy 3 pieces because of less stun. It's pretty much in the state that it was at in most of 2019, I believe. So it's just been a flip-flop changing with this Gauntlet Nair stun. So I don't honestly really mind it. I felt like it was a bit overtuned, and I'm already used to being able to play with less stun. You just gotta be more custom with your combos and stuff like that, and go for dodge strings instead of... Ow. I didn't think that would hit me. instead of true combos now, which is pretty much how I used to play it, so not really too big of a deal, but it definitely is a big hit. The Sarah had a force nerf, which is pretty significant, and then Sword, obviously, like I mentioned, is probably the biggest hit, other than Gauntlets. And did I get faked out? Did I? I don't know if I got faked out or if I faked them out, in all honesty. This move also got nerfed quite a little bit. And by quite a little bit, I mean a tiny little bit. When I say quite a... I was gonna say quite a lot, and then I realized that's not true, so I was gonna say quite a little bit, but, yeah, anyway. So killing power of Sword is a little bit lower now, as well as just the ability to maneuver around in neutral, throwing out attacks like Dare and stuff like that. Otherwise, like I mentioned when I was playing Mako, the Greatsword nerf, it looks like a lot if you look at the sheet, because there... Oh yeah, recovery on Gauntlets also got nerfed. It looks like a lot of Greatsword nerfs, but it's just because Greatsword has a lot of moves. Basically, they just made the finishers take like 1 extra hit to knock out, so it's not actually too big of a deal. Makes sense why they do it. Greatsword finishers, in general, are still pretty absurdly strong, so... yeah, kind of in line with that. It makes sense. I concur. A lot of this patch was like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense why they do this. It's a lot of stuff that people have been asking for as well. A lot of the time when people ask for stuff in terms of balance, they ask for really stupid stuff, and then they get mad that BMG isn't doing it, but there's a good reason why BMG isn't doing it. This time around, though, I feel like a lot of the stuff people were asking for makes a lot of sense, so it makes sense why they're changed. I don't know, this game has been extending for a while. Oh, I missed that. Might have to put a cork in it real soon. So I want to change topics here. Katar Sarah. Oh, yeah, I can't see. You notice how that doesn't hit as high anymore? That's the stun nerf. That's my own old habits coming in. Probably should have known, but I guess that's a perfect example of why the nerf was a big deal, because that Sarah definitely would have hit pre-patch. So yeah, actually, I'm glad I got hit. I'm glad I died, because that's a perfect visual demonstration for you visual learners out there, which also isn't a real thing. It's not a thing. I need to talk about Katar's because I keep getting off topic. Yeah, Katar changes. It's kind of like the Gauntlet Nair stun. It's just a flip-flop change with the Katar sidelight. Like the dash impulse was given and then taken away, and then it was given and then taken away, and now it's taken away again. Although it's not like fully taken away, it's like, it's still good. But I think the big change on Katar's that could make a difference is the N-Light stun buff and angle change. If it makes N-Light into recovery consistent, that's a pretty big change. And yeah, the Sarah nerf I don't think is too big of a deal. Wow, I really just like looked at that and then got hit by it. That's not a good look from me. I gave it a look. It was like a blue steel right side look. Could not look left. And I paid the price for it. Much like Ben Stiller in the hit animated movie, and it's not animated, hit movie Zoolander, but yeah, anyway. Spear also got a tiny buff. It's not tiny, it's 2 frames on Sarah, but it's good, it's just not meta changing, is what I mean by that. And yeah, that's generally this patch. I feel like it's pretty safe, and that's kind of the direction that I feel like patches have been going ever since, you know, more stuff has been involved in the scene, stuff like Nintendo patches and Ubisoft and all that stuff. I feel like it has to go through more hands to make changes, and then the changes because of that have to be a little bit smaller. I feel like if I were to sum up back to school this year, it would just be that, like, it makes sense. If you look at the SIG changes, the Hattori side SIG change, that one has been long overdue. Okay, they definitely knew where that weapon was spawning, and I thought it'd be the same as Small Brawlhaven and be super down low, but it apparently was not, and I have not been playing the game enough. But yeah, like the Koji change, Rayman nerf, they all make sense, and that's kind of, again, the TLDR of the patch. I should mention, because I feel like people think I have some info that I don't. When I say that, I feel like patches have been smaller because there's just more in the way, and it's like big risk and business reasons, whatever. I don't actually know if that's true. That's just my guess. And I'm gonna say that it's a good guess because I said it. But if someone else says it, I'm gonna say it's a bad guess, because I didn't come up with it first. But either way, I'm playing Azoth right now because I feel like Azoth is gonna be one of the meta characters. With everything changed, Bow was untouched, Scythe was untouched, Spear was buffed, Axe was also untouched. I feel like Axe and Bow and Spear, yeah, Spear and Scythe, those weapons will kind of tend to go towards the top of the meta. And Azoth is like, I mean, when he's meta, he's insane. So I feel like he's gonna be a pretty scary, skelly boy, you could say, as I'm slithering through this Scythe sample. Sorry, alliteration. Not my strong suit. What is my strong suit, though? Being an idiot. Watch this. This is gonna work. You think it's not gonna work. And you would be right! I think Unarmed got nerfed, actually. Yeah. Alright, I think I'll close it off with this game on Nyx. It's perfect that we're on Apocalypse, because if it's back to school patch, for a lot of you, I imagine going back to school is kind of like hell. and so we're in, of course, the most fitting place for that. But yeah, overall, I think it's a pretty good patch. I'm enjoying it. Stuff is a little bit fresh in terms of the sword changes. It plays a little bit differently. It would be cool to see maybe some tweaks in other areas to make it feel more mobile or something like that. But overall, the changes make sense, like I said. And yeah, hopefully I'll be playing more Brawlhalla soon. Again, I mentioned very briefly, I'm going to make a casual commentary as it gets closer to the date of those bigger projects coming out. That explains more stuff. I totally misinputted there, but it looked like a read, so it's fine. Also, I shouldn't spread misinformation. Unarmed got nerfed, but it was 1 frame to end light in terms of startup. So I hope that was clear. I don't want people to take my words and stuff. Speaking of people taking my words, by the way, I've been having a lot of fun with the comment section recently. I don't know how many of you guys have noticed, but I mean, probably not that much because I haven't been posting that much for aforementioned working on stuff reasons. But yeah, there was a day where the whole comment section on one of the videos, my whole Twitch chat just posted a copy pasta, and then YouTube frogs joined in. It was fantastic. And then one of them, I'm just replying to everyone with sorry. There's some other ones in there. I don't know what I'll do this time around, but if you want to get trolled, I guess we can do that. It's not even trolling. I don't know why I said that. There's been a resurgence, I feel like, of rage comics, and I am shocked that I used to legitimately find those unironically funny, because now they're funny. I mean, they're ironically funny, sure, but I mean, they're kind of funny. Like a boss, you know what I mean? Forever Alone. But yeah, I don't know. That was a juke, if I've ever seen a juke before. I've missed every dare here because I just want to get a wall combo, and they know I'm trying to get a wall combo. I got sent to the ceiling here. But either way, yeah, I haven't been posting for no reason. I know I haven't been too active on Twitch either, but trust that I am working on stuff. I'm not just abandoning my post and everything. I got a job to do, and that job is to save you, to keep talking, because, you know, I gotta do this outro thing. Again, I'll post a commentary on it soon, so look forward to that. And I'll see you when I see you in the meantime, because, okay, now it needs to end, because now I actually said the outro. Anyway, eat some good food, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. My shoe LASIK? Oh.